Virgo, I'm here to give you a blue supermoon series wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. The card's trying to get away from me. There is something trying to get away from you, Virgo. Interesting. It seems like you still got somewhat of a grasp on it. Okay, hasn't completely slipped out of your hands. Might be some kind of opportunity. Might be some kind of opportunity, all right, that you need to take a firm hold of. Don't let this slip through your fingers, all right? We're looking at the energies that are going to come into play in your life, the opportunities, what's on offer for you that will be ushered in with the blue supermoon in Pisces that's coming up on August 31st. So giving you a little foresight, all right, before we head there, but just tapping into the energies today. And this is for any significant Virgo placement, all right? And we're just going to get right to it. So we know there's some opportunity you got to take firm hold of, okay? You can't let this slip through your fingers. It may require you first to move away from something, I feel. This might involve a move. This could also be just choosing to move away from some difficult times, move on to an easier way of doing things in your life. Maybe that's been the problem. Ooh, I'm getting a little sentience here. You've been trying to force a fit in too many cases. Maybe it's about just kind of letting go, taking things a little bit easier, you know, going where the energy feels like it's not so combative, going where the energy just feels like things just have a certain flow to them. I just heard a hawk outside, okay? So that's a message from spirit. Maybe you don't need to work so hard to pull something together. Maybe if it's so hard to pull something together, it's not the right direction for you. Take it easy for a bit. 2:22 on the clock when I said that. It'll bring you into alignment with where you are supposed to go, okay? I do feel like you're going someplace, but it's really important that you don't bring all this stress and all this trouble forward with you when you move on, all right? Because you still got all these swords in that boat with you, all right? Some of you might be having some concerns about children. I'm just noticing that, you know, the figure in this barge does have a child by their side, so that might be coming up for some of you. If you are dealing with any difficulties around children and you're really concerned about the children and how that's going to turn out, or concerned about a child, I feel like there's some kind of solution coming in that's going to get you to the other side of this problem here, okay? But there's a need really to like let go of the worry, the stress, the trying to figure things out. Just kind of move with the energy. Some of you may be going on a trip. You may be going on a trip, maybe even to explore a new place to live, okay? This is coming in. But I do feel like a little distance geographically may help in your situation. Just to get it out of your usual environment, get a little perspective, take it easy for a while. It feels like things have been kind of stressed. I do feel like there is somebody coming toward you, or you're preparing to come towards someone. This is wanting to make an emotional offer. This is a love offer. Let's see who this love offer is from. It seems to be playing a primary role in what's coming in on that blue supermoon in Pisces. So you've got somebody advancing towards you, or you're preparing to make an advance towards someone. Let's see here. Yeah, look at this. We got a love offer on the table, on the reel here. Okay. It doesn't get clearer than that. We got a love offer on the table. Somebody is wanting to come into union here. And it looks like this offer will be well received. That's how it appears at this time. Let's check out the bottom of the deck energy on this. I think you've been in this place, okay? You've been kind of more focused on yourself. You've been in a period of growth, I feel, personal growth, you know? And you're looking really good. You're feeling good. You might have been focusing a lot on your health recently. You might have found focusing on your health being a real grounding point. Maybe you felt like you needed to just kind of like take care of your body a little bit. You might have been going through some stress and it really like affected the health of your body. And so you realized that you needed to, you know, get back to the gym, maybe getting back to a regular kind of routine, working out, eating better foods, just so you can combat the stress in your life a little bit easier. I do feel like you've been through a really stressful period. It's weighed heavy on you. There's something you've been grappling with. You've been up in your head about it a lot. I feel like you're learning how to get it out of your head and work it out through your body, just by making sure you're taking really good care of your body. I might want to go and get a massage. I don't know why I'm getting this, but like go and get yourself something that's just, you know, a pleasure. Go and do one of those soak and flow, you know, when you go in the submersion tank and you can kind of just let everything go and you can relax and be held for a while. There's something about this. Go and get your nails done, you know, just let yourself be pampered a little bit. I feel like this is important too. Some of you are really going to be focusing a lot on your physical appearance. You want to just like, you want to have a glow up, you know? I think you went through something rough. I also think you're preparing, you know, for, you're preparing for some love. It looks like, you know, you might actually be planning a trip to go see someone or going out on that first date with someone. You want to look your best. All right. So I feel like this energy is really coming in for you. This is the start of something brand new here with the Fool. Again, travel could play a part in this, or you could be dealing with somebody that's at a distance. This is somebody you want to have a brand new cycle with. You want to start fresh, okay? And it feels like there is some kind of new beginning here that you feel hopeful about. And again, look at the symbolism with that knapsack on the Fool's shoulder there. It's all about traveling light, you know. Don't take a lot of the past with you into the future, okay? Just take the lessons with you, and that's it. And Ted just shook his head yes on that to confirm, all right? You want to travel light as you move forward. But I do see somebody is making a solid commitment here. We see it with the Knight of Pentacles, all right? It's a solid commitment. It promises to bear fruit. It comes from the heart. And this is legit, okay? It's the brand new beginning of this cycle. Yeah, look at this. You can't get any clearer. It comes in from a fire sign energy, all right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with that King of Wands. I also feel like whoever is making this commitment, who's making this offer, this romantic offer, they're very much coming from a place of they're very sure of themselves at this point. You know, this is somebody that with the King of Wands, yes, there is a sense of independence, but the King of Wands never makes a commitment until they are very certain about that decision. They're not an energy that gives up that sense of like independence so easily, all right? But there's a way to have interdependence, you know, within a relationship where you don't have to lose your sense of self just because you're making a commitment to somebody, okay? But I do feel like this is somebody that's really wanting to commit to seeing this through. You know, they want to see this through. So masculine Virgos, looks like you know who you want to be with. You know who you want to come into alignment with. I think you're also dealing with somebody who's very independent. I got that energy with the Nine of Pentacles there, okay? I think this is two independent people who are trying to figure out how do we come together in relationship? What does that look like? And there's some kind of judgment here, okay? So this can be a rebirth in a situation with judgment coming in. This can be a renewal of a relationship. This can be a reunion. This can be coming together with a soulmate, somebody that it feels like, I just know you, you know? We got that soul recognition. And so there's something undeniable in this connection. It can't be ignored. There's something here. There's something here that makes it worth investing in. And I do see a brand new start here with the Fool. This is a brand new cycle. Those of you who have been single, you know, you've been doing your own thing. It looks like a lot of you have been in that position. You've been more focused on yourself and what you can like kind of grow for yourself. I think a lot of the collective has been kind of more self-oriented, really. I think it's kind of indicative with Aries being in the North Node there. It just sort of brings forward more of that quality, you know, people really looking at what works for me, what's right for me. What steps do I want to take? You know, where do I want to take the initiative in my life? So I feel these are kind of things you've been focused on. I also think you've been building for yourself. You've been focused on your money, creating that stability. But this is really like you're coming together with somebody that's also like in the same position. They're very focused on their personal growth. They look like they're in a really solid place. And this is very appealing, you know, to come into relationship with somebody that can like meet you on that level, all right? And maybe you dealt with a lot of emotional immaturity in the past with the Page of Cups. You just felt like you never could really fully give your heart over because there was always something that just felt a little fishy in the situation. You know, you wanted a little bit more clarity. You wanted a little bit more grounding, you know, knowing that you could count on this person. And I feel like there's been some kind of maturation process there, all right? And there's an alignment of now it feels right. Now my intuition is saying, yes, this is who I'm supposed to come together with. Could be dealing with a water sign energy as well, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be dealing with somebody who is born on the cusp of Cancer and Leo as well, that coming in very strongly. Currently, we have Libra energy here as well. We also have Aries energy, Aquarian energy on the board, okay? So some different elements there, as well as Earth, but I really feel like this is an offer coming towards you. Could be from a Taurus, could be from another Virgo, or why is it eluding me? The fact that it's a Capricorn. Okay, maybe it's not from Capricorn. Maybe it's not from Capricorn. Maybe you were dealing with somebody that had a strong Capricorn placement in their chart. Maybe that seemed a little fishy to you. Maybe you're just getting out of something with a Capricorn, okay? Or maybe you've been dealing with somebody that's just been very focused on their business, very focused on their money. When I think of Capricorn, we also think of the card that symbolizes Capricorn in the tarot, which is the devil. So you might have felt that was kind of a tie that bound you up and held you back. Some of you might be working through that. Just the way that came in, okay, is kind of interesting. But yeah, there's movement forward where there wasn't movement before. There is movement forward in this situation. We got the Eight of Wands here. So expect to receive some communication. I think this person's going to want to get together with you. They want to drop in with you. They want to talk things out. I feel like this is somebody they've got a lot they need to express. It's what's been held in emotionally, okay? That gets things moving forward. And there might even be like some kind of trip involved with this. This might be just like going out on lots of little jaunts together, just getting back in the flow. And it is the arrows of love, okay? So I feel like this gets things moving. I feel like when this comes in with that blue supermoon in Pisces, it's kind of an unfoldment process, you know. This gets things moving forward, but it's not going to be at its ultimate, you know, fulfillment point. Give it some time to play out. I think this will be really with you through the fall season. I see like a couple months of really working more through communication with each other. And maybe during that communication process, you might plan on taking it the next step further. You might be planning a trip together, something along these lines. I do feel like this unfolds in stages though, because it really feels like with that full energy, especially in cases where you're coming back together with someone, there's some need here to close out the old cycle, really clear the decks so you can start fresh with one another. It's got to be brand new with the Fool, all right? It's like a reset. But we do have the Hierophant here, so this very well could speak of some kind of, you know, marriage, coming into serious commitment with another. This is also a symbol of Taurus, okay? So you may be dealing with a Taurus, and there may be some things to balance out here. There may be some shadow aspects to balance out here. When I think of the High Priestess, I also think of something that I learned on the path of the third road, which is a priestess makes all things sound. So there's something here about really balancing out the light and shadow aspects within the relationship. I think that what you're balancing out here is what you both learned during your time in the shadow. this applies even if you're coming together with somebody brand new that you just feel a deep affinity with. This is a soulmate connection though, and it is the real deal. This is your karmic balance, okay? It's because you've been doing your spiritual work. A lot of this has involved diving into the shadow, but there's a lot of wisdom you've gained during your time there. All right, you're bringing this forward in your relationship. I also feel like something that's been sort of plaguing your relationships is a sense of secrecy. There's too many secrets in your relationships, and you've dealt with this pattern in the past where you always felt there was stuff that was hidden, or maybe a lot of times issues would come up, but they'd just be swept under the rug, or maybe your relationships just always kind of bobbed on the surface. You were looking for something that would just get a little deeper, you know, a little juicier. You want some of that 8th house action, you know. You don't want it to always be so superficial. You want something more. You want somebody that really gets you on a soul level. All right. But I also feel like you're dealing with a situation where there are some secrets that need to come out for those of you that are reuniting with somebody, working out relationship issues with somebody. This would have been somebody that was like hesitant to commit in the past. I get that very strongly. I do feel like they had a sense of wishy-washiness to them, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, 1 minute they're like in it to win it. They're so in love with you. They see a future with you, and the next, you know, they're out the door, you know. So this to me just sort of feels like somebody who can never like fully make up their mind. Somebody who couldn't make up their mind is very certain now, okay? Or you're dealing with somebody who's like this. They don't play these kind of games, you know. If you dealt with that pattern in the past, this person ain't like that. This person really knows how to, you know, make a commitment. You know, when they find something that feels right, they're in it 100%. They know how to go the deep places. They don't play games, okay? And I think this person is going to expect this, you know, that there's total transparency in your connection. I think you want this too, okay? For those of you that have been dealing with some clandestine situations, or you've been dealing with somebody who's had people on the side, or you suspected that, this is also an airing out in this matter, clearing it out, closing that cycle with the world, bringing it to an end, okay, so there can be the rebirth. Now, let me clear my throat. I do feel like it's not easy to air this stuff out. There's a little bit of like still a desire to kind of like hold some parts in, like I'll tell them this much, but maybe I'll just kind of like, they don't really need to know this. What they don't know won't hurt them. I think that I'm touching on something there. No, there really is a need for out and out transparency in situations where you are really trying to heal something with somebody or get back on the same page. Like, it has to be all above the board. There has to be a total clearing out so there can be a fresh start. I feel this is especially pertinent in situations where you're dealing with a Scorpio, a Leo, a Taurus, or an Aquarius, okay? Also with a Fiacus, because this came in on another card, I really felt like the snake vibes. And even though this is a victory wreath, it looks really scaly to me. So it still has that feel for me. And once I saw that in that other card, it's like now every time I see the world, I think of a Fiacus too, okay? So yeah, it's sort of like if you want to be able to have that like 2 of Wands, if you want to be able to have this new beginning and arrive at that 0 point, you know, of the Fool, where you can have a fresh start with somebody, there's something you need to clear out here. There's just no way. There's no way to move forward without clearing out what was hidden, what was kept behind the scenes, what was being done in the dark, like secretively. It has to air out. And if this person can't go there, I don't think you're going to trust it. I think that you'll let it go because it's going to just feel too sus to you, okay? And if you're the person who needs to clear it out, because it could be on either side, all right? there's a necessity for you really to just like take accountability, so there can be a complete ending of an old cycle that brings the rebirth, okay? Because on the other side of death, there's always rebirth. And it is also going to bring a choice with the Lovers, right? Gemini energy coming forward here as well. So we see there's something that's being balanced out here, okay? Something's being balanced out here. I mean, you had Gabriel gave the sounding call. There's an opportunity to resurrect this thing, breathe life back into this thing again, heal this thing, come together with a soulmate. Do you want that? Do you want it? It's a choice. It requires you to balance things out. Balancing things out isn't necessarily easy, you know. It definitely requires that you look at some tough stuff, that some secrets get spilled, and that you work through those things together, cooperatively. And Ted says yes to that, but it looks like it works out well because you got the Three of Wands here. So this means where you were star-crossed, where you were just two ships passing in the night, you get on the same level, and it's all because you have the strength, okay, to end this cycle, end the old cycle. Yeah, some rough stuff happened back there, and again, you could be dealing with a Leo. I feel like this is going to be front and center during Leo season. This is also about overcoming pride and having the ability, like, come on, come up and out with it, you know. This could also involve Empress energy here. It is the Empress that tames the beast of burden of the past, and that would be a Taurus or a Libra potentially. There may have been something you needed to close out with a Taurus or a Libra, so you could feel like you could really move forward toward where your heart is calling you now, this piece too. But there's compassion required in this situation. There's gentleness. There's a sensitivity required. There's also understanding where things have been really combative. Maybe there's been some fighting, some arguments, that's really coming from a place of wounding. Like somebody feels really hurt in this situation. Somebody feels like they were betrayed. Okay. Somebody feels like they were really stabbed in the back in this situation. So there's a need for a lot of sensitivity around this and to overcome, again, what was kept in the dark. It's really going to get illuminated on that blue supermoon. So do be live to that, okay? Something is really going to get illuminated for you then. You're going to understand what the problem has been. Why have I not been able to really come together with another? Why does it always seem to be just so close but yet so far away, all right? You're just missing the boat, that kind of energy. You're going to finally understand something. It's something you understand that's been operating as an undercurrent in your love relationships. 2323 is what brings the change, okay? 5-5, double fives has you ending an old cycle, beginning a new one, and a butterfly just flew by the window. So there's something that is closing out, and it's a pattern. I feel like it's a subconscious pattern. It's a self-sabotage mechanism that's operated in your relationships a lot of times. It's also been an unwillingness to kind of air out what wants to be kept subversive, you know? So maybe you noticed in the past that you would have your intuition hit about something in a relationship and energy would just feel off. Something didn't feel right to you. And rather than really just like address the situation, call it out, you know, even though it might cause a little disruption, even though what you hear might be a little disillusioning, you chose to just like turn a blind eye to it. Oh, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Or even though you might have brought it up and the person said, oh, you know, you're being crazy. You know, that's all in your head. You know, maybe you were dealing with somebody who gaslit you a bit, was a bit manipulative emotionally, or very avoidant in getting real about stuff. You know, you might have just wanted to believe what they said for the sake of keeping peace, but this is like, you can't do it anymore, okay? So something's being illuminated here. In order to move forward with this, this person really has to be willing to do the work. We see it in offers coming in. We see it does come from the heart. We see it does come with good intentions, okay? With that Knight of Pentacles, right? it is coming forward from somebody who's a very independent person. They're not so quick to make a commitment like this, right? They're not so quick to make a commitment like this, but you do have to notice that it's an offer, and the field here is barren. This seed hasn't been planted yet. It takes time for this seed to grow, all right? It doesn't happen overnight. So it's sort of like a promise is being made here, but, you know, is there the potential for disillusionment? Yes. If these individuals don't have the strength to get real with each other and look at what really needs to be addressed in this matter, it can amount to nothing. It can be empty words. So I really want to know, you know, show me a little bit about this King of Wands, because this is the person. We got the King of Wands and we got the Queen of Cups. Let's look at both of these characters. So we know with the King of Wands, you know, there could have been a person in this situation, the masculine predominantly, who maybe was more ruled by their wand. You know what I'm saying? They were more sexually motivated. Maybe they even wanted to have their independence. So they could entertain other options. You know, maybe this is what was causing problems in this situation, or what has caused problems in the past. If you're a feminine, you know, you may have been very heart-centered. You may have really felt like you wanted something deeper. You know, you wanted that soulmate connection. And I feel like if those of you who are dealing with somebody coming back around, this is the story between you two. You know, you always wanted something deeper. They wanted to keep it on the surface. You wanted more of a commitment. They wanted to play the field. There was some kind of open dynamic. On some level, it didn't work for you, okay? And this is also about just wanting it to be deeper, not wanting it to be so superficial, not wanting to share. I got this energy like, I don't want to share. Some of you don't want to share, you know, yeah, their security is very important to them. So I kind of want to look at these two characters here, and I just want to get a clear picture about them both, so we can see what's going on here, because, you know, anybody can make some kind of an offer. They can bring that forward, but is it legit? Especially if this has been the pattern that's been operating in the past in the relationship. So let's get some real talk here. Tell me about this King of Wands. What is this King of Wands' intention in this situation? I mean, I'm just noticing that Queen of Cups. Look how she's looking at that cup. I mean, she's really studying this cup. Like, I don't know. Do I want to take this cup? There's something here about you're leaning into your intuition. Should I take this offer? Should I receive this offer? You know, or will this offer be received? For those of you who are making an advance, you know, there's something you're looking at on this level where you're tapping into your intuition around it. You're remembering like the experiences you've had before. You don't want to get burned again. You don't want to go down the garden path again where you believe something's going to pan out and nothing bears fruit. So what is this King of Wands' intention in this situation? What is this King of Wands intending in this situation when it comes to Virgo? What is this King of Wands intending? They really want this new beginning in love with the Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck there, okay? They're wanting to move away from difficulties. They're wanting to move forward, you know, to smoother, easier times between you two. You know, they want to get out of this cycle where it's just, you know, one thing after another, never getting on the same page. They're ready to stand and fight for this, all right? They're ready to be in it to win it. They also see that there's a lot of people who've been coming towards you, and they don't like that. Like they don't want to share. Remember I said that. The person who really wanted to share before don't want to share. And it's okay if they're out, you know, it's okay if they're out entertaining options, but they don't want options coming towards you. That's what I got, right? And this is what's making them willing to like balance it out with the Temperance here. Yeah, they do not like this competition around you. They want to freeze this out. They're like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. There is no competition. You're mine. With the Six of Wands. It's time for us to move away from that, okay? I got your wand. I got your wand right here with the Ace of Wands. That's hilarious. This person's, they're ready, and they're also very passionate about you. Okay, they're very passionate about you too. All right, so we know their intention. They don't want this competition. They don't want this smoke. They're like, no, no, no. If it's gonna take a commitment, whatever it takes. Okay, let's see about this. They also see that you kind of been spending time to yourself. You're not like out there really giving anybody any action. Okay, and I think in a way that's kind of appealing to them. They're like, oh, okay, I don't know. Maybe they got tired of being out on these streets. They're like, I want to be with somebody quality. Somebody that just doesn't give themselves away so easily. Somebody who really understands their value. Somebody that requires me to kind of like step up to the plate. I don't know. This person likes it. It turns them on. They find it hot. It's almost like the denial turns them on. That could be a little bit of like wanting what you can't have as well, so it's like, let's see what this Queen of Cups has to say about this situation, all right? And I also see this as she's considering, who should I give my cup to, That may be why she's also really looking at this cup too. She knows the worth of this cup. She doesn't want to just give it to anybody, all right? So let's check it out. What is the deal with this Queen of Cups in terms of Virgo? Let's get some details here about this Queen of Cups, all right? So I feel like, both masculine and feminine, somebody is interested in moving things forward, okay? So we're going to look at both of these polarities here. Yeah, look at this, Magician. Okay, I'll take that wand. Okay, I'll take that wand. Yeah, the Queen of Cups thinks that looks good to me. All right, I can get down with that. Let's make it happen, Daddy, with the King of Pentacles here. With the King of Swords. Oh my. About time you got decisive. That's what that's saying. Look at big Empress energy. She's just been waiting. Okay, so I'm dealing with an Empress here. All right, masculines, you're dealing with an Empress here. I think you had to get really decisive, all right? You had to cut something off that you knew wasn't really serving you. You realized it was just like this pattern that you kept going through that, it had you on this loop of disappointing experiences and matters of the heart. You had to cut the cord on that, all right? And this is you finally being ready, really being in that position. You're like, no, no, no. I'm telling you that what I promise you here, this commitment that I'm making to you, let me find it. I always have to show the cards. I have to show the cards because they tell the story visually for all of you. It's really beautiful when you look at like how the energy expresses itself and how it's laid out visually like that. Hold up. Wait a minute. He's hiding right now. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Come on now. Yeah, this person, I think that they might be a little MIA right now. They're trying to ready themselves. They're trying to steady themselves to make this offer. Like I said, it's not easy for this person to do this at all. It really requires them to level up. I think they had to get to this place of being really certain, though, but there's a little bit of nervousness. I'm like super, super nervous, okay? It's not just nervousness, it's nervousness. Yeah, look at this. what they promise, okay, is going to come to fulfillment. It's not a joke. It's not messing around with this person. They will plant that seed. Look at that. All the way up to that King of Pentacles, okay? We got Taurus energy, Libra energy here, all right, with the Empress. Right now, we do have Venus retrograde in Leo, so you could be dealing with a Leo as well. Again, I feel like Leo season is super, super important in regard to this situation and what gets kicked off with that blue moon. It matters, okay? It matters. It may seem like it's just a start, but there's something really beautiful that will grow here. And we know when the Empress is here, it means whatever started here, it will grow, it will come to full fruition. And I love this polarity too, what came in here, because you also have, I feel like the masculine in this situation is in a process of stepping up into the Emperor, because what I see here is we have the King of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles, we also have the King of Wands. What I have not seen yet, though, is the King of Hearts, okay? So I feel like this is the process that this individual is going through right now. They're in a process of really, you know, coming into their heart, owning their emotions. There's some kind of healing that's happened here. And it's what's giving this person the courage to step forward and make this offer. But it's real sensitive territory. It's not easy for this individual. I feel like this is somebody that they've been burned a lot, all right? And I also feel like what they saw go down in terms of, you know, relationships within their family growing up, it sort of gave them a certain impression of what it meant to make a commitment, and they don't know what it can really be like on the other side of that. So there's a little bit of fear here about really trusting, letting down the guard, and being vulnerable in this way. Yeah. Oh, where did it go? There she is. Okay. So what I love here is there's this parallel, you know, for me, this is what I associated with. It's not traditional tarot, but I really have this parallel between the High Priestess and the Empress, where to me, the High Priestess represents like the dark divine feminine, okay? And then you got like the light aspect of that same energy. It's the divine feminine brought into the light, actualized. So it's like what's learned through integrating the dark mysteries, the dark feminine mysteries, gets really embodied and exemplified, you know, as the Empress in this birth, a new beginning. Both are divine, okay? Both are divine energies, that the shadow and the light, they're both divine when they're held in balance. See, this is the key. That's the key with the High Priestess. The High Priestess holds the energies in balance, and then is able to rise up. It's just like that same journey of Persephone, diving down deep to do that dance with Hades, to do the dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. And that's interesting because that Capricorn energy came in. So I feel like that's sort of the story of what you've been through. You've danced with many a devil, like you may have danced with this devil. In fact, you may have already been down this road, but there's some kind of alchemy happening here. And it's not just happening in the feminine, okay? I feel like the feminine is already there, all right? The feminine is really stepping into this Empress energy, which is beautiful. The masculine is on their way there. They just need to really embody the King of Cups, because that's what that energy is all about. It's like, wait for it. Wait for it. They're almost there. They're a little battle weary, but they're almost there, okay? They're almost ready to let down their guard. They're almost ready to let down that drawbridge. Be sensitive, okay? Remember, Empress, the way that you temper this is with gentleness and compassion. The Empress is gentle as she you know, help somebody open up their heart, especially if this person is more like the combative type, the argumentative type, if this person's got a firewall around them. You know, if you know that this person is kind of gruff because they got a lot of sensitivity going on beneath the surface, please be gentle. Please take your time, okay? Don't bring more fire toward this person. That's not what they need to be able to feel safe opening up. You'll find that if you do, this person will open up. Just give them the space they need to express their emotions. They will, okay? They will. And I know there's been a lot of sabotaging energy around this in the past, right? There's been a lot of sabotage around this in the past. There's been a lot of secrets. It's not easy for this person to do this clearing out. It's not easy. This person is used to being in dynamics where one person holds all the power. This person also may have complicated situations in the past by having multiple parties because it made them feel a false sense of power. But this person is now ready to step to you and give you the truth, okay, with the Queen of Swords here. Big Libra energy here. This is also the work of that Libra South node that we got going on right now. That this is an offer. This offer is going to be fulfilled. It's legit. So if you have questions about it, when this offer comes forward, Queen of Cups, I'm telling you, this offer is the real deal. With the Ace of Pentacles, I'm telling you, is your card. I can't make it up. There's the King of Cups. There's the King of Cups. This is beautiful. What a beautiful read. This is like masculine and feminine both doing the work and transmuting the energy. This King of Wands is becoming an emperor. You can take this offer as legit, all right? This is two people really working it out. That is beautiful, beautiful energy there. I mean, I'm not even going to mess that up by looking at that further because that's such a beautiful read. Let's go ahead and do an overarching theme card, yeah? What should we look at? Let's go ahead and look at the Halloween Oracle here. So we know fall is going to be a very significant season for you, and it really gets kicked off with that blue moon in Pisces on the 31st. Yes, you know, first there's some kind of ending with Lady de los Muertos. All right, I also feel like that time of year is going to be really special for you. All right, there's something really special that happens around Halloween, Samhain, the Day of the Dead, that whole time of year. There's something that's accepted. Maybe you accept an offer then. Maybe somebody makes a proposal around that time. Maybe somebody says, let's start over, you know, let's start fresh. Let's balance things out with acceptance and equality. Let's just let the past be the past. Let's lay it to rest and let's move forward. I think if you're getting like some kind of proposal at that time, you're definitely saying yes. It's interesting, the Leo piece, because a proposal piece came in the Leo ring too. So those of you dealing with Leo, I would say a proposal is definitely like on the horizon. If somebody does want to make an offer, they're legit about it. They want to see it through. All right. Some of you may plan a Halloween wedding. That's coming in for some of you. All right. There's some kind of renewal of vows ceremony, something like that. Or maybe going on a special trip together at that time. Feels like that season's important for you. But it's also speaking of really like closing out an old cycle. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. That came in already, but there is a lot of significators around that too, right? There's something that needs to be closed out, that balance things out. I do see you striking that point of karmic balance and coming into union with somebody. It's really beautiful. It's the real deal. It's not a game. This is like your soulmate. It's your destiny. You're destined to be with this person. With all this action coming in during the supermoon cycle with that North Node, destiny on offer, really stepping into that, taking that action and claiming it, the opportunity on offer, I see you all doing it and it looks really good, okay? So if you're having challenges right now, let this give you some hope. Look at it. The jack-o'-lantern, you know, it's so quintessential Halloween. There's protection here, all right? So please don't be so scared of what feels like it's in the dark right now. There's a light that's going to shine through here. 4455, all right? The change is coming. The old cycle is going to end. You're going to come into alignment with the person you're meant to, and there's building blocks for your future. Like there's something really beautiful that happens here. Sometimes, you know what, you do get a happy ending. It doesn't mean it stays like that permanently, though. We know that, right? There's a continual growth process here. Look at this. This landed right in my lap. Invisibility, authenticity, okay? Authenticity. So what we don't really understand is during those times when we're going through difficulties or when we're dealing with loss, one of the advantages of going through those times is it really puts us in touch with our core truth, right? We get very clear, we get very aware and aligned with our truth and what's real for us at the end of the day. And there's a wisdom that's gained in that helps carry us forward. And so be grateful for where you don't have all the answers yet, because as you go searching through this subterranean territory, it really allows you to arrive at those answers. And that's beautiful. And once you arrive at your answers, everything opens up. You got a beautiful offer coming here. I feel like this person is ready to go there. It's scary for them. I think it's scary for both of you. Okay? But you're letting down your guard. For those of you who haven't been, you know, in a situation in a long time, maybe you've just been having a real long spell. Maybe you felt a bit invisible. You felt like, you know, nobody recognizes me. Like, why doesn't anybody want to give me a cup? You know, maybe you've been single for a long time and you've kind of gotten used to just operating on that level. Somebody's going to see you, you know, somebody sees you and they want to invest in you. All right. And it's the real deal. Okay. And I feel like those of you who've been in that position, I feel like you've been, you know, you've been celibate. You've been, you know, you've been focused more on your spiritual growth. That's been very important for you. You've really been in this place out of conviction that you just, you know what's true for you, what kind of relationship you want. And you haven't wanted to play the field. You know, you've been okay to go your own way. You may have thought you were going to just be alone forever. I feel like you are coming into alignment with somebody very special who can meet you in that place. Like, this person is going to be unlike anybody you've met before. They're not going to have their walls up. They're going to be able to totally share their heart with you. This person wants that. They crave that. And they're really going to admire that in you. In fact, it's one of the main things that draws them to you, the fact that you're just really embodying their truth. They find it very, very attractive. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, look at this. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. So it may feel like it's cutting it down to the wire. You're just wondering, when is my save going to come, man? It's going to come at the 11th hour, and it's so magical what goes down. I mean, it really does have those like kind of fairy tale vibes for you, I have to say. Let me do a cut of the deck on this, and we'll close this out because this is a really beautiful read. Yeah, look at this. You got werewolf exploring wildness, all right? And on the other side, spider community and web weaving. So I really feel like this is coming in very strongly for those of you who have been single for a long time, or maybe you're newly single, and you find yourself, you know, out on your own again. Now's the time not to, you know, stay in your own neck of the woods. Now is the time to kind of like think outside the box. Now is the time to explore, you know, form community, get to know people, put yourself out there, have some fun, form some new connections, expand your reach. You know, I think that you're going to be finding yourself aligning with people who really are like, you know, they're your people. And this is beautiful, and it allows you to get in touch with some parts of yourself that maybe have been like too repressed for too long. Maybe you need to get wild a bit. Maybe you need to let your hair down. Maybe you've been too guarded. Maybe you've been with people in the past in relationship that were just like always micromanaging you, and you know, they had all these guidelines for how you needed to be, how you needed to dress, how you needed to look, how you needed to talk. You know, you always felt like you had to like live up to this image. I mean,
I think this person that you're coming into alignment with, they just appreciate you being you and all your real raw, you know, wildness, you know. Just let it all hang out, man. I think this person is really going to light you up too. They're going to ignite something in you. They're going to make you feel just so wild and free in this love. It's really beautiful. It's something very different, something you're not used to experiencing. Again, look at that moon energy. Blue moon too. It's very blue. So that blue moon is really going to light you up. I see that like lightning coming down. And that is really reminding me of like the tower kind of energy, you know, where this blows your mind. It's electrifying. You like it when this lightning comes, okay? And it looks like it turns out beautifully. Look at that. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. So this person's going to feel like home. And again, that protective element there. There's no place like home. And you're going to find your home in this person. And it's really beautiful. Congratulations. That's so good, Virgo. You deserve it. I know you've been going through stuff. You deserve it. Happy for you.